Before we go on to 2022 Delaware State football schedule, we got to review the 2021 schedule. Looks like they're tougher at home, 4-3 at home, 1-3 away, which end up being 5-6. 2-3 in conference. But let's see the games they played and the scores. Beat Bowie State, which is a D2, which is a champion D2. Beat them by 6, 7, 8. Sorry, touchdown, 8. Lost a close game to Georgetown. East Tennessee State is a respectable loss because they beat Vanderbilt. So Merrick, man, that's a big one. So starting off 1-3. Let's see. Beat Wagner in double overtime. Staten Island. That's at Lynchburg, 56-6. SC State barely slipped by them. Beat Howard. Looks like lost to Morgan State on the road. Beat Norfolk at home. And in 3 overtimes, lost at North Carolina Central University. So it appears, just from the schedule looks, they're a tough team. Lose a lot of close games. I mean, they lost 1, 2, 3, 4 tough games. A touchdown here or there. They could have ended up 9-2, which would have had them playing the Celebration Bowl. So let's see who else they have for this year's schedule. We're looking at this schedule. Well, a lot of out-of-conference games because the MEAC doesn't have many teams. It's a 5 or 16 league, so we're going to go by it. See what we can do, right? Pick up all the pieces. I do have them beating Lincoln. That's a Division II team. They should win that. If they can beat Bowie State, they can beat Lincoln. I have them losing to Delaware. I know people are going to say, well, Coach, they were 5-6 last year. You don't want to do that. They were a bad team. They lost a close game to number 6 or 9, whatever you want to call them, Villanova. And they beat William & Mary, which is 20 or 23rd, depending on which ranking you look at. So I do have them losing to Delaware. I have them beating Virginia Lynchburg. It's just the Dragons, man. I do know last year they did get embarrassed by ETSU and Merrimack. This year they won't get embarrassed, but they will lose both those games. I do have them coming out of the first 5 games, 2-3. Now, rest of the season gets a little bit controversial. I do have them looking at losing to Norfolk because I do think Coach Odoms will have his team ready for year 2. I do have them beating Howard. I have them beating NC Central. They barely lost last year to NC Central. This game is going to be at home. So it's kind of a revenge. They barely lost to SC State. Now, I've told people before the Celebration Bowl, do not bet against Coach Pugh. And Coach Pugh is one of those coaches I do not bet against, man. I just don't do it. I don't bet against Belichick. Don't bet against Nick Saban. Don't bet against McNair. And don't bet against Pugh. What can I say? They're losing that game. Morgan State just lost their head coach. Coach Wheatley went to coach at the Denver Broncos. So I do have them being a little bit of disarray until they get their feet together. Maybe this year. They do have a good D-line if they get together this year, but it may be next year. So if it's next year, I have Delaware State beating Morgan State right there. And the same with Campbell. Campbell has lots of high school talent. Number 1 recruiting class in the FCS. They have a young black coach named Mike Minner, ex-safety for the Carolina Panthers, who has lots of sway in that region. I also got Pat White, who is the all-time leading rusher at quarterback, I believe, for West Virginia. They're doing big things down there. The Camels are not going to be something to fear, or something to run over in the near future. That being said, I don't think all those freshmen are ready to play on senior night in Dover, Delaware. It's going to be a close game. Maybe an upset. Maybe by this time, Campbell is in their top 25. Who knows? But I do think Delaware will Delaware State will pull that one off. So if you're paying attention, I have them beating Lincoln, that's 1. Lynchburg is 2. Howard is 3. NC Central is 4. Morgan State and Campbell 5 and 6. They haven't won 6 and 5 this year. They won 5 and 6 last year. Of course, they did add Virginia, Lynchburg, and Lincoln, which is something all HBCUs do. So I'm not going to harp with them about that. It's just something that is commonplace. Well, so what do you think? 6 and 5 for Delaware State? Could be a start of something big, depending on how the rest of the MEAC plays. They could be in a running for a Celebration Bowl bid. Who knows? Coach Simmons, this is Super Bowl Sunday. Get your grills going, get your ribs out there, get the brisket, get the chicken, sausage. I'll holler at you later.